We're live.
I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I want the money, the power, respect, and I heard you know so-and-so, you not a threat, cause I really know so-and-so, they like my family, so they go pretend that they cool till they bust at your motherfucking chest. I'm getting gutter, my flow been like butter, my check in the bank, they see the number. All of my haters feel one of two ways, really upset or they show some respect. I can't even think about it, I've been up, so read about it, no beat around it, straight to it, no ring around it. You coming for me, we'll see about it, we'll never see it when I get my feet up. 100 meters where I run the fee up, and go for chinging on a manapia. I had to re-up on a reel, so you stay defeated, and put it back into the bit, cause I don't really need it. I heard they checking for me, no one checking on me, so I had to go run up a check. I got the message on me, ain't no flexing on me, my attorney gon' call and collect. Blessings on blessings for me, my successes only made them envious, they got upset. I had to put all their egos in check. I had to put all their egos in check. You're not entitled to anything else. I get 10 years of this under my belt. Your art isn't art, they don't feel it, and nobody hears it. Initiative stay on the shelf. Your ego done got in the way. It gotta die today. It gotta go. You should be happy I lighten the load. The weight of your arrogance, heavy as stone. I make an appearance, they already know. That chip on your shoulder gon' crumble and fold, yeah. It's not a secret that you have been fearing the shit that I'm on. So you back to the brag and the boast. But I'm in a class of my own. I heard they check.
Woo! It is another beautiful. It's a beautiful Wednesday. I almost didn't even know what day it was because that's what happens when you're having so much fun. Welcome back to Drone Brews, everybody. I'm drinking. Are you drinking? Hopefully you're drinking. I am for this show, I've chosen a beverage that was created since 1919. I'm saving my drinking for tomorrow. Welcome, everybody. We got B-Man FPV, Maddie's Drone World, Rise, Sergio Fly Zone, Quadcopters and Tech, Michael Belshi, Lauren Donner, Free Range Chicken, Carolina Aerials, Richmond Aerials, Beloved Lion, JSK Enterprise, and I know there was many more above, so let me just, I'll just go back up, so I don't miss anybody, because that always happens. I see Dan's here, Dan Catalia, probably fucked that name up. The Dudleys, Heffy FPV, Heffy, Crash Ray, and Gems World. Another Autel flogging by Ken. Is that what we're calling it? Alrighty. Woo, I see Oso's in the house, Lynn Smith. All right. Wow, we have got a great show tonight for you. We're going to be talking about Autel. We're not going to call it a flogging. We're not going to rip on Autel. I have had an awakening. I've had an awakening. Do I have an awakening? Do I have anything that would signify an awakening? Like, if I had an awakening, what would that sound like?
No.
Maybe. That's not really an awakening. But I've had an awakening when it comes to Autel. And I'm here to... we're going to have confession. But first, let me go ahead and bring in my esteemed colleague, Eduardo Nunez. Eduardo Nunez!
What's up? I'm happy to be back. You temporarily fired me.
I know.
Rehired me. I got workers' comp for a week.
That's a lie.
Cool.
You are the first co-host I've never fired. I used to fire Paul once a week. I have never fired. You've never given me any reason to fire you. You've been absolutely lovely to deal with. Always on time, very punctual.
That's because
good white balance.
Yeah, I tuned my white balance before the show. I checked my audio. I don't have any of those Chinese RGB lights behind me.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. All right. So let's just kick it off into high gear here. So Eddie, we trying to think. I want to see where this is. So last week you weren't here. We had the Exodrone CEO on the stream, right? So we had Exodrone CEO on the stream. And I don't know if that show went very well for Exodrone. You know,
Yeah.
thinking about it after the fact, I don't think it went well for them. They may have not want to have done that. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what I was thinking.
It's always, I mean, I rewatched the entire thing. I think
Yeah.
it was a great conversation. And kudos to, I forget his name, but
Charlie, Teflon,
yes.
Teflon Charlie.
Yeah. Kudos to him. I mean, the way he held his conversation, you know, he has the CEO demeanor. He handled it very well, the conversation. But
If
I think
anybody
it's
ever
always
said, "Did
it's
Exo
always
dupe
very
me?"
tough
I'll say
when
no, because if
I hear
I
my
really think about it,
You
if
can
I
hear
really
the
think
echo?
about it,
What
you're
is
not
that sound?
lying to
Are you hearing
anybody.
sound?
Because if we look
Yeah,
at the
it's
name
like a
Exo,
video.
what is that? That makes no sense. That just made no sense. That was really weird. It sounded like they were saying
It was
something.
it
That
looks
was that's
they're
really
hacking
weird.
they're hacking your channel.
Yeah, it was
But
weird.
I think it's always very tough though for any company to go on the live stream and you don't, the way, you know, I know the way you typically set up your streams,
Yeah,
there's not scripted, it's not rehearsed, right?
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
raw.
right.
So it does get the person into a very tight position
Yeah,
with the questions being asked, and you're live, you don't have time to prep, but that's as real as this gets. So I mean, anybody that comes on your channel should know, or any live stream for that matter, especially if you're not prepped, you should know that you're gonna face some challenging questions, which is
Yeah.
what a consumer should hear and understand. It's not you're ripping them into a new one. It's questions that any ordinary consumer that's paying their hard-earned dollars want to know.
yeah. I mean, I asked him a question. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Let me
If
see.
anybody ever said,
Listen
"Did
to this.
Exo dupe me?" I'll say no, because if I really think about it, you're not lying to anybody. Because if we look at the name Exo, what does Exo mean?
Exo means a good drone experience. Exo
No.
means fuck everything else. I just want a drone that flies good.
I
And
know,
just-
but Exo by definition is exterior. I mean, I fucking hit him hard with that. If you want to see the actual full video that somebody edited and sent to me, it's on TikTok. It's actually pretty funny. It was funny. It was funny. But I digress. So Autel. Let's talk about Autel. Here's another company that they've been quiet lately. However, good news if you are an Autel fan, they've recently brought back Ken Booth. So Ken Booth he quit, and then he came back. So I think that was a good move for Autel to bring Ken Booth back officially to head up support, because I know a lot of people they like Ken. He's a good guy. He does a good job when it comes to support. He understands, he knows his shit. More importantly, he's always willing to help somebody out when they need help. Even when he quit, he still couldn't walk away. He was still in the groups. He was still helping people in the groups with the issues that they were having with their Autel products. So I thought that was like an awesome piece of news. Like it felt like a little bit of redemption for Autel, that he was willing to come back, right?
Yeah.
However, with that being said, it doesn't absolve them of this year's sort of follies, right? And I feel that like we're still pretty much in quarter 2 of 2022, right? So there's still a lot of life left to 2022 for Autel to fix sort of their wrongs and sort of turn the ship around, be more prosumer and help the commercial pilots as well. Because something that I've seen is like a lot of fragmentation within their lineup, and it doesn't seem like they're doing anything about this. And then I started updating my quads, right? I started with the Autel Evo V2, the Pro, started updating that. And I was like, man, that update took me like 35 minutes to update it. So I was like, all right, I went over to the Evo Lite. I started updating the Evo Lite. That update took me 35 minutes to update the Evo Lite. I was like, what the hell?
So then I update the Nano, and now the Nano will not come out of Pro mode. No matter what I do, it will not come out of Pro mode. Like I can't change any of the settings on it. I can't. So I have to now try to factory reset it or try to reload the firmware, but I can't get the Nano out of Pro mode. Scott D says, Dobo, first time been able to catch a live video in Australia with the Mavic 3 D-Log. What exposure aperture settings do you end up finding is your sweet spot? 1.3 overexposed and aperture 5.6 is usually my sweet spot for the Mavic 3, dude. And thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate you. So the update took me about 30 minutes to complete, and I'm like, man, this is crazy. So at the same time, I was downloading the latest update for the Mini 3. The Mini 3 update from start to finish took me roughly about 10 minutes, start to finish. And mind you, this also included it updating, I think, the application on the new RC. So that took 10 minutes. So in another 20 minutes for the freaking Nano to update, and I don't know if something is borked or what, I'm going to have to reset it. And if that doesn't work, I'm going to have to send a Nano in to actually get fixed, or I just send it in and put it in the blender and say, screw it, because I was out there flying it. Like I never fly the Nano, but I'm trying to do a super scientific camera comparison, right? A super scientific, fucking super detailed. And this thing flies like Richard Pryor. Like this thing is like when it flies, it looks like Richard Pryor. I'm like, what is it doing? I mean, the Mini, it's sort of chilling. Like it's all leaned back, like gangster leaned, like the way, like when you look at it, it looks like it's leaning back. And it's got this gangster leaning, and it's sort of just looking at the Mini like the Mini took a bad hit of something, or not the Mini, but the Nano took a bad hit of like it's having a bad trip, and it's like freaking out. But yeah, so first things first, I would love for Autel to never make another Nano again. No more Nano. You don't need a Nano. That's number one. Mini drones, tiny drones like that are complicated. They're complicated. They're a pain in the ass. Oso FPV with the $20 super chat. You the man, bro. I appreciate you. Well, we got a button for that shit. I got to hit him with a button for all the buttons. Do we got a fucking super chat button? I think we got a super chat button. There he is. Bam. And then maybe like, how about this? Hey, I don't know. Fuck it. But I would like them never to make another mini drone. Like they don't need it. Like it's just not needed. You couldn't even get the Evo series right. And you're introducing something that is technically smaller, more difficult to function. Yeah, they did a good job with the RYYB sensor. However, the color is still not accurate. Like I don't give a shit. Like I don't care if it does slightly better at night. I don't care. That doesn't give you a pass from having shitty color science. I'll argue with people all day long when it comes to color on any Autel drone, especially the Nano. It is just not color accurate. It just doesn't hold up to the best cameras that are on the market right now. It just doesn't. And the minuscule amounts of detail that maybe that RYYB sensor does achieve is immediately crushed by any sort of streaming compression. So you upload something to YouTube, it's going to crush the quality. So any amount of detail is totally negated. Like I love listening to these guys. Like Autel fans, pretty much like if you buy an Autel drone, it should automatically come with a maxi pad in the box. Because they're such bitches. Like you're like, well, the Autel Nano with their RYYB sensor is superior to the Mini 3 sensor, and it has 5.6 times more detail straight out of the gate, and that doesn't even talk about the low light performance that your Mini 3 doesn't have. Meanwhile, Mini 3 fans are just like, well, your RYYB sensor is faulty and not color accurate, and it flies like absolute dog shit. I do digress. And that's literally all they have to say. They're done. But no, really, I mean, they're just like they want to quibble about the dumbest shit. It just why would you want to pay more for less? right? And then you get down to the
Right.
price point. I paid $909 for a drone, a battery, an RC with a screen, and I don't regret that at all. If I paid $1,100 for the Nano, right? If I paid $1,100 for that, I would have a lot of regret. I feel bad. I feel bad for people that bought it. I want to start a charity. I want to start a GoFundMe for children who purchased the Autel Nano. Like,
But I think a lot of these companies feel obligated to make a nano version, a mini drone.
They do.
Because
They
of
do.
because of
They do.
DJI. I mean, look at Exo Drone, right? They have a mini version or whatever.
Yeah,
it's equivalent
they
to.
have a Hubson version. So yeah, that I tried flying that again. Somebody asked me if I should do, like, they wanted a range test out of that. And dude, this time it was like totally different. Like, I don't know what it was. The signal transmission was good, but that mini just is all over the place. Like, that's another one.
It doesn't hover.
It doesn't hover right. And every time I stop, like, let's say if I stopped, it drifts far to the right. Like, I don't understand it. Like, I understand a little bit of drift, but a lot of drift like that's weird. It's weird. Yeah.
And it's and Charlie admitted that on the interview. He admitted that it flies like shit. And I'm curious as to why companies know that and they still put it out there.
But you yeah. I mean, if I had to redo the whole EXO thing, I probably would have been a lot harder, a lot more abrasive. Not in the interview. The interview would have never happened because the videos would have been so abrasive. Like, I am sort of like pissed at the fact that they are just really preying on the unknowing, like because they have good marketing, right? So as a new drone pilot, you see this drone and they're telling you it's the best. They're telling you it's a DJI killer. So, as an unknowing consumer, guess what you do? You click the buy button and then you buy it and then you realize, oh shit, I just got duped. So, that's the reason why I don't have any affiliate links to go, like, to purchase it. I have their website there, but it's not actually linking any one product. So I'm not telling people to go buy it. I don't want people to go buy it. That's not, like, they need to go back to the drawing board and they just need to build their own, like, a fresh from scratch, straight out of the kitchen drone. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But, like, as far as Autel goes, they need to condense their product line, right? Like, they need to like focus on what they did good. I was looking at the Autel Evo 1, the first Evo when it first came out. It wasn't like, the colors were still a little bit off, but overall, like, even with the horizon tilt, like, if you could get past that, it was the color on the drone, like the final image you got out of it was actually really good. It wasn't bad, right? It wasn't bad for what that drone was. The price was right, $999. It had 4K 60. I mean, it did a lot of things really right. And when I look back and look at some of the edits I did with that camera, I'm sort of like, shit, this is actually still really good. Like, that is still really good. And I just wish they would just say, all right, let's do this for 2022. We're not going to do a mini drone. We're not going to do an Evo Lite thing, even though the Evo Lite is the best portable drone they have. Like, the Evo Lite flies the best of all of the Evo products, all of the Autel products. The Evo Lite flies the best. However, they've just crippled that product so bad. Like, there's no 10-bit color. Like, I want to have 10-bit log. I want to have a good, maybe not a log profile. Maybe I want like a sort of like a D-Cinelike where it's somewhat flat, but not all the way there, to give me a little bit of flexibility. I don't need all the crazy weird smart modes. And, the other thing is the RC. Like, I hate the app because it fucking talks to you all the time. Like, I don't need to know I'm starting recording. I don't need to know I'm stopping recording. I'm not, I'm not blind. I'm not blind. I can see that I'm starting and if I was blind and I needed audible things to tell me this shit, I wouldn't be flying a drone. Like, I don't need that. And she sounds so like start recording, stop recording. Like if they would have put like something like start recording, like something a little sexier, a little bit more sultry, I would probably hit that record button like 5 or 6 times during an entire flight. I would hit that like on, off, on, off, on, off.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I just
Or
I really feel like
give
they
you an
missed the boat.
give you an option to turn that on or off.
Yeah. And I mean, the application isn't terrible. The application, I like how the app is. Um, I mean, the app is okay. The app is okay. Like, just get rid of the Audible stuff. Um, I mean, otherwise, it's not terrible. And just there's too many things that sometimes reset themselves. Like every time there's an update or every time I reboot and boot the drone, it 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 resets itself. Like why? Why does it reset itself? Like so I think if they could fix those things, the light is right now my favorite of them all, the fly. It just, man, it's a pain in the ass to freaking do the updates. I hate the updates. I dread every time there's an update. And one good thing I will give it to the Autel team is that they do put a lot of updates out. They are like if they do see something that's broken, it's usually 2 weeks later you'll have a fix for it. But I mean, they're fixing it, but then it's 30 minutes of downtime.
Do they mention? I have no idea when it comes to Autel stuff because I never owned one or flown one. But in the updates, does it tell you what the updates are fixing? Like, is there like a release notes?
No, there is release notes. It'll tell you. Like, obviously, they're not going to tell you everything, but they do give you the major bullet points, so that is pretty
Okay.
good. But I have found a lot of times what happens is the update times out, and then when it times out, now I have to restart the update. And like, okay, great, you timed out. Maybe just make it to where I can get the updates manually and load it on an SD card like I used to with the Autel products. I would load it on the SD card and then, do the update. Like you can't do that anymore. Like what the hell?
Now, how do you update an Autel drone? Do you have two ways, just like DJI?
There used to be two ways. There used to be where you can download the update from the Autel webpage, like the support page. You can download the file, put it on the SD card, turn the drone on, and then the controller would pull that file in, and then it would also send it to the drone. But I don't see any of the updates on there. I know you can ask Ken. I think Ken could give you the update. Like I know that's how they do it for betas. But it's a pain in the ass.
There's no DJI assistant equivalent where you connect it to the computer and
No,
you're
they don't have.
updating.
But that would be a really good idea. And I think more so for the enterprise guys, I think they really should have an enterprise update app because just this week, I saw that there was an update that was being pushed out that was bricking the cameras on the Pro versions, the V2 Pro version. It was bricking the camera. So, and like when they would finally reboot it, it was like the camera was shaking violently. So I think that they should make an application that allows you to push firmware updates and then maybe manage if you have a fleet of drones. Let's say you have multiple Autel drones. Maybe you can have, 2 or 3 Autel drones connected via USB, whatever, USB-C, and then you can update and manage them independently. So if you have a V2, an enterprise drone, you can have them both on your desk updating them. And that would be awesome. I'm belching because I'm drinking root beer. But I think that would be awesome if they would do that. That would be like, that's a wish list, right? That's a wish list of what I would want to see. But
Efficient.
I think that if they are going to keep the light version, I wish they would uncripple it. I know that this camera and this sensor is capable of so much more. Listen, nobody's like going out buying the 2-year-old Autel Evo V2. Like nobody's buying the version 2 Autel Evo 2. Nobody's like, I have to have that drone. I've got to have that drone. It's 2 years old. When that drone came out, it was CES 2020. CES 2020. That was January 2020 is when that came out. And actually, it was 5 months later, it was officially released, but it was announced CES 2020, same time as the V-Copter. So here we are 2 years later. We have the Evo Lite, which is a lesser version of the Evo 2, but a better version in the same token because the flight characteristics are better. The ESC is better. It's just a smoother drone, but they've taken away some key features that make it really pro, which in all rights, it should be a pro. It should be the Pro. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. They should definitely uncripple that drone first and foremost. And then the second thing is, for fuck's sake, get rid of the Nano. Like, you don't need a drone like that. Like, I'm sorry, like, pound for pound, it's not as polished as what it's not even as polished as the Mini 2, right? And that's what they're comparing it really to. They're comparing it to the Mini 2, and it's not as polished. So now you're comparing it to last year's tech. You've had these things fall. You've had these things falling. Ken Heron said, "This is where all the Kens hang out." Yes, that's why I didn't answer your text just now, because I was streaming. That is really, I mean, they're comparing it to last year's tech. I think they just need to fix that. They need to fix that. We've already seen these things fall out of the sky. We've seen problems. I just think that for their sake, for their aggravation, they should not produce another one. It's too complicated. It's complicated and unnecessary, if you ask me. I don't know. What do you think, Ed? You think I'm out of line with that?
It's a double-edged sword, because from a company's perspective, they want to have some sort of competition to the Mini 3, right? Or even the Mini 2 in that matter. So it's, if you pull out of the minis, then you're losing market share in a sense. So from an overall business perspective, I can see why they want to have a mini drone. But to your point, I look at my own experience, for example.
Yeah.
The technology and the innovation never matches DJI. You get more bang for your buck when you go DJI.
Sure.
And then they don't price competitive as well. I mean, why, like you mentioned, why pay more for less? So that's why I've never even considered buying an Autel drone.
What is the price of that right now? I feel like we are sort of flogging them a little bit, right? I am sort of digging my heels in on them, and I'm only doing it because I'm coming from a place of love. I mean,
drone you're talking about? Price of
the
which
Nano,
one?
the Nano. I'm looking to see what it is to buy now. I'm clicking right now, buy now. I just want to see. Oh, the Nano Plus is $949 from $949. And that's the standard bundle with one battery. $949.
You said $949 from $949?
From $949. But then if you go to the premium bundle, it's $1099. They are on crack. They are on crack.
Yeah.
I paid $909 for one battery, the DJI RC, and a beautiful flight experience. I mean, I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Why?
It's tough to have. Like, I wonder what's their business value proposition for these drones. Like, if you had to get in front of a bunch of let's say potential DJI clients and you want to win over their business, like what is your elevator pitch in 1 minute? Like, why buy this? Why buy an Autel drone? Like, like what are some of the benefits? And I know number one would be all geofencing, but geofencing aside, I can't see myself ever buying this.
So here's my thing with geofencing. I was a big proponent. Like, I was somebody who hated geofencing, right? Like, I was pissed every time I would go out and do a job. And that was because I would go out and fly something and I wasn't prepared, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I started doing was I started going out to the DJI Fly Safe website, and I would say, okay, this is where I have a house. I'm going to go here. Oh, it's in an authorization zone, so I need an authorization. So I would go and preload my authorization. Then they would give me this token. I would load the token on my RC Pro, and I'm good for that location. Okay, I'm going to photograph this house. Oh, this house, I can get up to 50 feet of altitude from the FAA. They say I can auto authorize. I can get a Lance authorization for 50 feet. So I go back to DJI, I go to this house. Now I'm loading it in here again, and I'm getting another authorization. So I do that at night. Like, I just look at where I'm going to fly. I load my authorizations into the RC Pro. I also do my Lance authorizations, so I have everything ready to go, like, sort of in advance. So
Yeah.
I don't, to me, it's just a planning thing, right? Like, but good planning delivers good results. piss poor planning as a professional will deliver mediocre results. But I understand from a hobbyist perspective, you want to fly somewhere, and you can't fly there because of geofencing.
Yeah.
So
But
it's one of those things.
But I mean, I live in one of the hardest airspace to fly in, right? In New York City, surrounded by 3 major airports.
Sure.
And the way I just, even as a hobbyist, I just don't go out and fly. Like, I plan my flights. Like, I know the location that I'm going to. And it's become customary that when I start to charge my batteries, I'm going on that DJI website and putting my Lance authorization, and also, you know, getting that special unlock so I can clear the buildings, altitudes, and stuff like that.
Sure.
And DJI approves me like in under 5 minutes, always, no matter what.
I've never had them take, like, usually, like, I get an email back like immediately, like as I'm working on my next authorization, or I have the token for the first one, I load that in, I'm good to go. And it's, I get it though. It's a pain in the ass. You shouldn't have to do it. Okay. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you get out to the field and there still may be an issue, but
Yeah.
that's the exception, not the rule. I usually always have a way around it. But I mean, if the FAA says you're in a 0 altitude zone, like you're in a 0 altitude zone for whatever reason, why are you looking to fly that 0 altitude zone to begin with? You're just asking
Right.
for problems. And as remote ID moves out into the open, and if it becomes a thing and you start flying these areas and they start detecting you, I mean, you're just fucking yourself. You're just going to fuck yourself. And eventually what's going to happen, it's going to be like red light cameras. Once a week, we're going to get a fucking ticket in the mail from them, or whatever the case is. Who knows how that's going to play out? And I'm not trying to scare anybody,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's just the facts. Like, eventually it's going to be like red light cameras, you're going to like,
Yeah.
I go to court for that. Like, how can you give me a ticket? That wasn't a cop that actually saw me run or not stop on red and turn right. Like, fuck you. But you know what I'm saying is, like, just do your pre-planning and it's not a big deal. So right there, that negates the geofencing. Where
Mhm.
where geofencing is mission critical, and this is where geofencing to me becomes mission critical, is if I am law enforcement. If I'm law enforcement and I have a situation where it's life or death, we are searching for a missing person, and I have to get that aircraft up in the air. It's nighttime. We're using thermals. I have to get that aircraft in the air. It's like critical at that point. Okay, I understand that having to pre-plan in the event of an emergency is not acceptable. But in those
Yeah.
instances, that's where DJI allows you to have law enforcement and EMS unlocks. So they do have unlocks that work for law enforcement. They can register their aircrafts with DJI, and basically it's like it's unlocked. So I mean, in
Yeah.
those instances, they do have that, but still, like, there are still departments that are not registered because they maybe purchased DJI products when their grant said, "Oh no, you can't purchase them," and they're not registered. So I understand the instance for that, but I don't think, like, geofencing is not enough for me to, like, say, okay, I'm gonna go buy that. I'm gonna go buy that.
I
It's just not.
I agree. I agree.
So I don't know. That's just I don't know. That's just my take on those things. Personally, I don't know. Just after using it, but I mean, I can't, like, I just really, like, this week previously, I just started using the Nano, taking photos of houses. And man, that turquoise tint to all the photos that I have to fix is just, like, out of control. Like, it's out of control. Thank God for Lightroom's new subject detection
Mhm.
AI,
Mhm.
because I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. So Kevin Wells just hit us with the $11 super chat. Kevin Wells, thank you, sir. I really appreciate you. I'm typing that too as I said it, but I just wanted to, like, so you actually see that I'm saying it as acknowledgement. I appreciate anytime anybody super chats. I really do. Never necessary, but always appreciate it. So yeah, I don't know. That's all the beating down. I don't want to give Autel a big beating. Like, I don't think they need a big beating. I think, like they have to do minor things to get like a better projection this year. Like the things that they need to do is get a better public appearance, right? Joe Fodolio with the
Right.
420 super chat. Very odd number, Joe. I'll take that as you want me to go smoke. But appreciate you, brother. Here's my thing. This is like really quick in a nutshell. Autel's roadmap to success 2022. Condense your lineup to maybe 3 drones, right? 3 drones, maybe 2 drones. 3 drones. Your enterprise, they're obviously very successful with enterprise. They are very successful. They've established themselves as a contender in the enterprise space. You have the Dragonfish, which is just amazing for search and rescue, amazing for a lot of different applications that require a VTOL. Then you have the thermal capabilities of the enterprise Evo V2s. Like those sensors are very high resolutions. They're super compact. They're punching way above their weight class. And I think that's amazing. However, with having enterprise and having consumer products, I think you need to have 2 separate teams supporting these products. You need to have enterprise level support. When somebody has a problem with their enterprise product, they need to be able to call in and get exceptional support. They need to have exceptional support that is different than consumer support. That means a different team. And yes, that means more money. That means you have to hire knowledgeable people that can handle those enterprise products and that they're knowledgeable, well-versed with those products. And if that means you forward those concerns over to a dealer, a distributor even, whatever it takes to make sure that that person's problem is rectified as fast as possible, as an enterprise provider, you need to be doing. And that means maybe relying on your vast dealer network to get these people back in the air fast, because then they can ship from different areas of the country a lot swifter than if it had to go all the way back to Bothell and then all the way back out to, let's say, East Coast. I mean, that just needs to happen. And then as far as your consumers need to have top tier support as well if they are purchasing it, but they need a different level of support than what your enterprise people have, right? Enterprise clients they're just a different breed. So again, same thing. You need to have different support to handle your consumers so that way they are not feeling neglected, because a lot of people do. They send something in and there's like no ETA. Again, having Ken Booth back, major win for them, but that is only the start. They need to build on that momentum and keep hiring people. In order to make money, you have to be willing to spend money. You have to spend money to put a team in place so that you can scale and build accordingly, which it's like Autel's weird because they scale really big and then they're like, oh shit, we're not making money. We have to scale down. But if they kept on the track record of scaling correctly, that revenue would have kept growing with the scale and it wouldn't be an issue right now. That's what DJI did. They scaled. All right, they expanded a little bit and they scaled a little bit more. Okay, demand is here. Let's expand a little bit more. They only got their dick kicked in the sand with everything what happened with the tariffs, and then they were like really coming down hard on them, and then they were pulling out. That was the only time that they really sort of scaled back here in the States. But I bet you if it wasn't for that, they would have kept scaling and building here, same as what Autel should have done. They should have done. And then the last thing they have to do is they have to put somebody in charge of this company that's a forward-facing person, somebody who is capable of being the person like that is recognized as the leader of this brand. Somebody comes to and says, "Hey, I associate Autel with X, Y, and Z." So they see this person and they say, "Okay, I identify Autel with this person." So they need a face of the brand. Like once upon a time, Jeff Powell was there. And like I knew, you sort of knew, okay, Jeff's the CEO. He's the person that's sort of masterminding behind the things. Those days are gone. So it's like, who is the person who's the mastermind behind everything? At DJI, people associate that with Frank Wang. But who is the mastermind behind Autel right now? They don't really have a mascot, essentially. They need to have that. Having that type of person in charge of a company gives your consumers hope and gives them trust for the future products. And I think they really need to identify that sooner rather than later before they just blow a shit ton of money just wasting people's time. That's what I think. That's what I really think. And I think they have the right person there to do that. They just got to give him the reins and let him run with it. I think they already have the person there. They just need to turn it over and trust that he's not going to crash their, $1 billion Ferrari, which he's obviously not, because that takes his name with it. So, and then the last thing they do is they need to release a new product. They need to release a product that wows, that's on the same level, if not better, than what the current products out there are. Like, so you got Mavic 3. So you need to punch above the Mavic 3 class. You need to do something better than that drone is doing already. It needs to exceed the consumer's expectation. And if you announce it, release it in a timely fashion. And I'm going to be fair. I think a timely fashion for releases at this point are up to 30 days. If you announce it, it needs to be within consumers' hands at least in 45 days, net 30. I think that is a fair expectation with the current environment of shipping in this world. 30 days. 30 to 45 days is where it's at. So I don't know. Mark White asked, why is it that both owners are called Frank? So back in the ancient days of China, you were either named Frank or Joe. Frank or Joe. It's like, okay, it's a boy. First boy is named Frank. Second boy is named Joe. All right. You have another kid, you start over. Frank number 2. But you were only allowed 2 kids, so it was either Frank or Joe. Frank or Joe. That's why everybody's Frank or Joe in China. That's it. So there you go. That's some world history for you. Frank or Joe. There's that. So that was a lot of talking, a lot of information. And then everybody
some valid
learned
points.
But there's valid points. And like, that's what I'm saying is if they, if they listen to this and they take criticism like constructively, it's like they have it right there. They're so close. Like they're so close, but you just have to hire the right people. And to do that, it does take money. And I get that it takes money. You have to sometimes rob Peter to pay Paul to grow this arm, this branch of the business, but it's going to take more money. It's going to take more personnel for them to have that elite customer service that people used to brag about. People used to brag about their customer service and say, wow, like, holy shit. Like they answered the phone. They got it back to me in like a week. There was a point, like when I was, the X-Star days, like I was impressed. Like I was like, wow, this is not like any other customer service I've ever dealt with. And I was genuinely impressed by that. But I haven't gotten those warm and fuzzy feelings very much in the recent years. The past, I would say, year and a half, it's been sort of hit or miss. So I don't know. I would love to see them get that back. So they sort of fall along the lines of like Skydio in a sense, though. Like Skydio is another one. Like if I'm picking on Autel, let's pick on Skydio. Here's Skydio, where Skydio releases the Skydio S2 Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And for all intensive purposes, the Skydio S2 Plus is a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. Like, I love Skydio, but the Skydio Plus, S2 Plus, doesn't address the elephant in the room, which is the range issues that drone has. The range is better. It's better, but you put 2 fucking elephant ears above the drone.
Yeah.
Like, you just literally said, I am going to cock slam the aerodynamics of this craft. I am going to literally kick you in the aerodynamic dick by adding these 2 antennas. Like whatever person in their engineering department must have been like, yeah, I got an idea. Let's just have these little flippy antennas up here because that's a great idea for a drone that has the best omnidirectional obstacle avoidance in the game. Like, who thinks that's a good idea? It doesn't even look sexy.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even look sexy.
You still can't fly it as a traditional drone.
No, you can't fly it as a traditional drone. You can't fly it normally. I mean, it can't take off during the day. And the camera is not amazing. The camera is like GoPro Hero 6, maybe 7. I'll give it a 7. It's Hero 7 quality. It could be better, but it's not. Like, they need to get, like, if they are going to, and that's the thing is, what do they want to do? We don't have an American drone manufacturer that is producing prosumer products. Like, why do people fly drones? Well, most people fly because the quality of the camera is pretty good. Some people fly with a mission, whether they're doing mapping or inspections, but all of those things require a reasonably sufficeable camera, which the Skydio 2 camera is not an amazing camera. It's not known for its quality. And then you have the Skydio X2 on the enterprise side, which is not, I mean, again, not, I don't know. I don't think it's their best foot forward. But again, they've said this numerous times. Skydio is a software company, but that's great. But you're making products, you're making hardware as well. So your hardware should match the intelligence of your software. And I think they're another company that could just do, like, if they just do a little bit more. I mean, it's been what? That's been 3 years. That's been 3 years the Skydio 2s come out. And then you give us a plus? Like, you give us a plus like we're a bunch of fucking suckers? You're going to give us a plus? Like, that's a slap in the face. That's a slap in the face. You gave us a plus. After everybody spent $1,000 and waited on the wait list, like we're waiting outside at the night at the fucking Roxbury to get in. We get in, and then you open another nightclub called the Skydio S2 Plus down the road, and now everybody's going over to Skydio 2S Plus, fucking playing the latest jams. That's not cool. I just paid to get in this club, and you're opening up another one, the Skydio S2 Plus, just marginally better, same cover charge, same shitty waiters. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It makes me mad. It makes me mad. It makes me mad as a consumer myself. Like, I you know, you want to feel like nobody wants to buy something and then instantly feel that regret. Nobody wants to feel regret. You know? Nobody wants to feel that regret. 107 Drone sends, let's see what Skydio will do with the $100 million they're getting from the military. I mean, hey, that's great if they want to go into the military aspect and like they want to build drones to make the military smarter. Great, that's fine. But like, don't sell me a Skydio Plus. Like, that's just as bad as EXO selling Hubsan drones. I mean, not as bad, but I mean, you know what I mean. It's not as good. I don't know. I don't know. I feel jaded. I feel jaded, Eddie. That's what I feel. In one hand, you just fucking frustrating.
It's tough in the drone space. It's getting tighter and tighter. Like the technology is getting more and more narrow.
It is, but it's like, I get it. How many ways can you make something fly? Yeah. How many ways can you make something fly? I get that. Okay, well, improve the pieces of the puzzle that you haven't, which is the camera quality. And I feel like they have failed on multiple levels throughout multiple iterations of drones to really nail down that camera quality. Right now, the best camera that I have that flies, like the best camera that I have that flies right now is the Mavic 3. And, you know, for a long time, I wasn't really happy with it because the updates weren't there. There was bugs, there was issues. But now, fast forward to today, like they've gotten all of that done. And I am truly, truly, truly happy with that product. Like, I can honestly say I am very, very happy with the way it's performing today, right now. Like, I'm almost afraid to update it again because I'm afraid of, like, it's going to change. You know what I mean? Like, but it's flying good. Like, I'm happy with that. The Mini 3, for me, right out of the box, like it's been a good experience. Like, that's been a great drone experience. Like, I flew it today. It was flying it quite a bit. And I put the new extended battery in there. And I was just like, holy shit, this is like a whole new experience. So, I mean, again, they nailed those two. And I think they learned a lot from the Mavic 3 launch. And they made the Mini 3 launch a lot smoother. Like, they learned. But I'm saying that's a company maturing and learning from itself, not making the same mistakes over and over. I mean, at least they make new mistakes that are a little bit more interesting, I guess. I don't know. I digress. It's just frustrating. It is frustrating to no end. Well, until the Evo 3 comes out. Well, that's when the Evo 3 comes out. And even when it does launch, as Alex Anna says, until the Evo 3 launch. Fucking Evo 3. Like, let's, here's your typical Autel fan. I'm sorry to pick on you, Alex, but I'm going to pick on you here for a second. So, You're saying the Mavic 3 is the best drone in the world, but that's not until the Evo 3 comes out. Don't worry. I know there'll be a supersized maxi pad and tampon included in the box, free of purchase for all of you Autel fans.
Hilarious.
You know, it will. It will come with a supersized maxi pad for all the Autel fans, and then they can claim that it's the best drone. See, it's like whack-a-mole. It's whack-a-mole. Companies play whack-a-mole with you. Like, you're gonna believe that it's the best. You're gonna be the best for all of like 20 seconds. It's just like Xbox and PlayStation. They always have a whose dick's bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always the same.
And their release will be all screwed up because that's one
Right.
thing they've never gotten right. So if it's 30 days, like you said now, right? Traditionally,
Yeah.
Autel will manage to make it 60 to 90 days.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, the Evo 2 has always been the Pontiac Aztec of drones. If you don't know what a Pontiac Aztec is, go look it up. It's always been the Pontiac Aztec of drones.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't know what that is.
I mean, listen, I love Autel fans. I'm like I said, I'm starting a charity for it. I'm going to start for the for pilots
Shit.
that can't fly good.
That car is ugly, by the way.
Yeah, Pontiac Aztec. It's an ugly car. It's an ugly car. But no, I feel like there's a special place in my very twisted heart for Evo pilots. I feel for you. I feel like you just like you're in a bad relationship and you need to get some help. Okay. And if you can't get help and you need to talk to somebody, I'm going to leave a link in the description below for the hotline where you can call in and you can talk to somebody about how a product should actually operate and how a release should actually be rolled out. Now, seriously, it's a free hotline. These people are here standing by to help you. They really care about your experience. Go fuck yourself. So, Eddie, I don't know what's wrong. I'm twisted, dude. I am twisted beyond belief.
Well, off a root beer?
Off of root beer, baby. I'm twisted. I mean, I'm over here like you gotta see these shorts. You gotta see these shorts.
Juice.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm over here like pulling my shorts way up. I'm like, this is how them Autel fans fly, Eddie.
It's the Autel juice.
It ain't going low enough. Let me keep going lower, Eddie. I'm going lower. Let me show you how them Autel fans, they got over here like their pants up like that. Like, I've got a lanyard for free. I got a free lanyard. Free lanyard. They got a fucking moose toe. Talking about a free lanyard. Free lanyard. Shit. Fucking Autel fans. Really? I can't wait for commercial UAV.
Yeah, Autel
here
fans.
we go. Hey, Carl Day. Oh, here. Attaboy, DJI fanboy. Hey, bro, let me tell you. My shit works every day. Plug it on. Pow. Pow. It works. Works just fine. Punch you right in the face, Carl Day.
It's crazy how companies can create sort of a cult.
I know, and it's like
you can call someone a DJI fanboy, but an Autel is not a fanboy. It's a cult. Like, it's literally like this.
So Kenny Kobe said, I was kissing Autel's ass 7 months ago. Listen, I've never kissed Autel's ass. I've always been objective with companies. I've always been objective with them. I've always called them out when they made shit. And, hey, like, let's call it what it is. Like, 7 months later, the shit's still not functioning. I got excited when Randall took over. I got excited because that is somebody that had a potential to create a change. That change came and went. He didn't stick around there. Shit happened. He left. So let's call a spade a spade. And if you can't fucking stomach it, you fucking pussy, then hit the ejectocito button and get the fuck out of here. Okay? Because that's what it really is about. It's about seeing results. And when the results don't happen, too fucking bad. Fly whatever you want. Oh, here, you see this? How about this, Autel fans? You see that? See this? That's a fucking Evo 8K. Call the cops.
Oh my God.
Call the cops, Kenny. I just busted up an AK all over the fucking place. Arms are broken. Go fuck yourself.
Kenny's mad. You see what you put in the chat?
Oh, too bad. Oh, wait, it's still not done. Let me finish it off. I'm going to finish it the fuck off right now.
You can't get this in no other stream. Holy shit.
There.
Oh my God. Who needs a blender now? Who needs a blender? Who needs a blender?
Where would you like me to mail your AK sensor to, Kenny? Oh, no.
It's almost like that oversized gum. Remember that you used to put a quarter in the machine and get it?
I'll fucking eat your sensor. I don't care.
Wow. That's crazy.
That sensor's fucked. That drone is fucked.
Yeah, I mean, holy shit. You got to upload this little clip onto TikTok and every other social media platform.
I think I swallowed a piece of a brushless motor.
Oh,
Woo!
man.
Oh, we're down another drone now.
Somebody timestamped this moment.
Oh. I probably fixed the horizon tilt for them just now. I made it better. I systematically made it better. So that's better. Good. I feel better. Do you feel better? I feel better. Let's have a moment of clarity.
That was crazy. That was insane.
I have to find a new prop for the back thing now that that's broken. Maybe I could glue it and nobody will notice.
Holy shit.
I really need I need to relax, Eddie.
Yeah, man.
I'm no more root beer. No more root beer. See, I need to stick to downers. I can't do root beers. It gives me too much. Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to be all hopped up on root beer. I'm going to come at you like a spider monkey. This is good. If anybody wants this, I'll clean this. I'll sanitize this. I'll mail you this sensor. It's a little broken. I don't know if you could see this or not, but it's slightly broken.
I still can't believe you did this shit.
I can't believe it.
Oh my God. You can only see that here. Only on Drone Brews does this happen. Oh. That's worse than actually flying it and crashing it.
Do you think we should send it in and see if they'll fix it? Let's see.
Yeah,
what's the turnaround time on getting this fixed? I'm sure it needs an IMU calibration. Oh, that's gone. Yeah, that's done. It ripped this wire out, so it's gonna need a new gimbal. That motor's no longer functional. Oh, yeah, that motor's bent. This arm is busted. This arm is busted.
Obstacle avoidance failed.
Surprisingly, it didn't crack the airframe, though. Oh, no, it did. It did break the airframe. Jesus, Mariah. Oh, God, that brought me so much joy. That brought me so much joy. Let me see. Oh, there's an SD card in here. I've been looking for that. 32 gigs. How about that?
Oh, man.
So, I'll tell you what. Here we'll do this. If you want this broken piece of relic history of Drone Brews, I will send it to you. I will send it to you. You just message me on Twitter and I will send this to you. It's like new. I'll even throw in the gimbal, the AK sensor. I'll even throw in this set of props, barely used. Wow. All right. Well, we're approaching the 9:58. I think we'll open it up. Any questions?
I can't believe you did that. I'm actually texting Billy to watch the stream. Oh my God.
I've got two more. It's fine. That one is this one. That
You know what's funny?
What's that?
Whoever goes back and watches the stream will complain. You're
They'll
gonna
be like,
you're gonna get at
you
least one.
should have gave it to me.
Exactly.
You should have gave it to me.
Exactly. Yeah, you get at least one.
If I wanted to break every, oh, I got a message. Somebody wants, they said, want my address. Somebody messaged me about the drone. Send me your address, bro. It's the person who started this shit from the get-go. It's Kobe. Send me your address, Kobe.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna send him it. Since he started this, he gets the drone. He gets the broken drone. I'm sending it to him. I can't believe it. He messages me. It's Kobe. He gets the drone. He started this. He gets it. That's the way it should work. I think that's only fair. I mean, it's totally fucked. I mean, you're never going to use it. It's just more or less like, it's like a prize at this point. Like, wow, this is really nice. Like paperweight.
I'll probably will send it to Autel, say the obstacle avoidance didn't work and it crashed. Long-time supporter of Autel.
He's gonna try to fix it. I would be listen, if he gets this fixed and it's flying, I need photos. He's gonna have to send photos and video. I mean, the obstacle avoidance needs replacing. I mean, there's a lot of damage. I mean, this was a bad wreck. It hit that back wall. Calibrate your compass. That's all I could say. All right. Well, that's it for tonight's show. That was explosive and expensive all in the same night.
Yeah.
Well, stay original. Eddie, anything else?
Stay safe.
I'll just get out my head and focus on what I know's coming. Yeah. 'Cause I can't fall asleep at night without seeing my dreams. Delusionary reality, I'm somewhere in between. These voices in my head get loud and they keep telling me that I'm a fool for trusting in these wings. But maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like. Maybe, baby, this what flying feels like.
If anybody ever said, "Did EXO dupe me?" I'll say
Why does
no.
that keep
because
coming up, Eddie?
But
Why does that-
EXO,
do you hear that? I don't know why it keeps.
I hear
coming
it,
up.
yeah.
I don't know where that's at. Like, I can't even find it though, as an overlay or whatever it is. I don't know.
It might be a part of your transition or something.
Yeah, it's probably something to do with that fact. I don't know. I got to figure it out. That was a good show, though, Ed. It was a good show.
It was.
You know, surprisingly, for destroying a drone, we only had 2 dislikes. So there's that. What are you eating?
I'm addicted to these things, man.
Are those pretzels, bro, or is that churro? Oh, that's the Prelis? The Prelis? It's
I
got
don't
the
know what
chocolate.
it
It's
is.
a little chocolate center. It's a little soft, a little croissant type action.
Yeah, I bought it.
Dude, I
at the
love those. I love those, bro.
I
love
love
those.
Can you hear it? No.
Yeah. With your lips, though, it almost like, because you have almost like have
It
collagen
suppresses the
yeah, it just yeah, that's good. That's good. Good for you, dude.
Mhm.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's I don't know. All right, so next week we're not gonna break anything, and we're not gonna read the chat, because every time I read the chat, it's just like I get fired up. Okay.
Yeah.
I get fired up. I have to write a lot of apologies in my next video. But I'm going to start that charity. Like the first rule of recovery is I'm going to breathe. I'm going to learn to take deep breaths a little bit more. I'm going to therapy once a week. So it's going to get better. Today we're talking about why I don't like the color orange on a drone.
And maybe if you had a beer, you would have kept a little bit calmer.
Yeah, but
I think it was the root beer.
My therapist said that I can't rely on alcohol to suppress my feelings. He says,
that's valid.
So I said root beer, but I didn't realize that this had no caffeine. It has that artificial sugar. So basically, it's the same as it's basically the same as if I would have sniffed bath salts. Essentially, that's my understanding.
It's another high.
Exactly. So it's like
Yeah.
I trade it one blow for another. So what
Yeah.
am I good with? Am I good with alcohol or am I good with this sugary carbonated beverage? I don't know. Like I just snapped. I snapped. I broke an Evo. I'm sorry. I broke an Evo. I'm sorry.
That was wild.
I don't know, dude. My wife's texting me. She's like, you're out of control. You're gonna sleep on the couch. You can't just break an Evo like that. You're on the couch. So
She's like, that's another business expense.
well, I mean, yes. No, yeah. Yeah, you're right. That was uncalled for. That was that now that I think back on it now, like now that the stream's over, that was sort of uncalled for. But it felt good in the moment. Like I was just like, and it was like that moment where the gimbal snapped. I was just like, it just felt like I felt I felt free. I felt free. Like I'm never gonna fly this again. It felt good. So
I'm
all right.
proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I know. It's the little
Yeah.
things right now. It's the little things. The little things.
You got to make this into a short though or something.
I don't
You
know.
got to reap the rewards from it. That's
I don't know. I'm unbalanced. I'm unstable. But anyways, so tomorrow night apparently I'm co-hosting TNL. So that'll be interesting. First time Ken and I have been on a show in over a year together. So that'll be a thing. Oh, all right. Well, I got to type an email to Kobe to apologize to him. I got to apologize to Alex Annis. Although Alex Annis seems like he was okay. He was okay. He was in it for the ride. He was having fun, but I like him.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. He's always been good. I got to apologize to the CEO of Autel. I'm going to apologize to DroneWorks for breaking another drone. Apologize to Drone Jesus. That probably hurt his heart. I'll apologize to. I think that's about it. Anybody else I need to apologize to? I don't think so.
no. Well, maybe Marcus Idaho quadcopter for not getting his Autel replaced, and we just destroyed another one in memory of his.
Yeah.
If it makes
You
if
know,
that makes any sense.
and I'm going to apologize to all the Indian scammers that will be messaging me about why I should have gave them this drone before I destroyed it. So, all right, that's it. That's all. That's all I have for now. And then I'm going to I should apologize to who else? We made a lot of friends tonight, though. We made a lot of friends. We had a lot of good laughs.
Yeah. Apologize to Charlie. They said
I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better next time. I'm gonna do better. I feel like bot grinder right now. I'll do better next time.
next time.
Next time.
Next time.
My fee fish is still working. Curtis said it's funny. My fee fish is still in the corner. My fee fish has been in the corner since I got it back from China, and I haven't.
What is that?
It's an underwater sub. It's an underwater
Oh.
UAV. I haven't used it. I probably should pull it out of the box and see if the battery is still good. But the container smells like cat piss. It smells like cat pee. I love you, Alex. We'll do better next time, guys. And we'll all stay original. I'm gonna maybe what I'll do, I'll make a necklace out of this. I almost choked on this. I almost accidentally swallowed it. Would that have been ironic if I would have died on an Autel Evo 8K camera on a live stream? That would have been just the irony would have been off the charts. Like I could just picture I would have been on Philip DeFranco's show. I would have finally I would have made it. All right, guys. We love all of you. Be safe. Hug a drone tonight in lieu of what just happened. Stay original.